Welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse, and tonight Rand Kelly is back. It is part of our Asia series. We are continuing on with more albums for you. We've got Aria, Arena, Aura, and Silent Nation tonight. So we want to hear from you in the chat. What do you think about these records? Let's do it.
Grant is trying to change the world one track at a time. Grant's Rock Warehouse is keeping it real in the field.
Welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse, and tonight Rand Kelly is back. This is episode 2 in our Asia series. Tonight we're going to start off with the album Aria from 1994. So we're going to look at 4 albums tonight. We do want to hear from you in the chat. Aria is the 5th studio album by British rock band Asia. This is the second release in the John Payne-era after the departure of John Wetton. So this was released June 2nd, 1994 in the United Kingdom by Bulletproof Records, and later in 1995 in the United States via Interscope. Album was produced by Jeff Downes and John Payne. So I'm going to throw it over to Rand. We're going to talk about this a bit. I'll get Rand's score out of 10. We'll get my score out of 10. Rand, what's your thoughts on Aria?
Yeah, this is what happened to me with this set of records that we're going to go through. I ignored these for over 35 years. So I'm not close to them like I am with the John Wetton period. And that, shame on me for doing that.
Shame on you.
I was just so upset that Wetton wasn't there. And I didn't know who this John Payne guy was at all. I didn't know where he came from. I knew that Jeff Downes liked him because he hired him. But when I first heard him sing, first thing I thought was, well, he sounds like Bob Catley of Magnum. And if I want to hear Magnum, I'll just listen to Magnum. Kind of shot the band down for, 3 decades and got back into it to get ready for this show. And to be honest with you, I can't remember anything off this album that really grabbed me. There's one song where they released as a single called Military Man, which is pretty good, but I cannot remember the rest of the titles. It seemed like it's a fairly rockin' album. There's a lot of rock on it. There's a few ballads. There's nothing wrong with them. And Jeff Downes, who I'm going to proclaim right here and now.
All right.
He is the Jimmy Page of keyboard players.
Explain yourself. You've mentioned that to me before. Why is that?
Yeah, I know. Well, I got to thinking about it. When you listen to Jeff Downes, he always makes a wall of sound. He layers the keyboards in a way that's just so nice. It's so soothing to listen to Jeff Downes play. He's an atmospheric wizard as far as putting up what we call pads and things like that, orchestra type sounds, also organ. He plays very good piano, but every song he ever wrote, and he's written a lot of songs, I am not kidding, he always knows the perfect under track for everybody else to put all their instruments on. And I love the way Jeff Downes does that. And Jimmy Page does the same thing with guitars.
I can't argue with that.
You can't argue with a sick mind.
You can't. You might as well just stand down. So production-wise, what do you feel? How do you feel about this record?
It sounds great. I don't know who produced it, but man, it sounds fantastic. That's one thing about Asia. There's no Asia album that sucks in the sonic. Sonics are
those Mike Stone albums they might need remastered. I think
Alpha has kind of a teeter, sort of but the rest of them I think sound fantastic. And these John Payne albums, they sound really good.
All right.
And this guy can sing. I finally come to the conclusion he is one badass vocalist. He's very good.
He's one badass mofo.
He could be in Uriah Heep or Whitesnake. He sounds a lot like David Coverdale. I mean, these are not, these are comparisons, but they're complimentary. They're definitely not derogatory. I think John Payne sings and plays bass really good. And I think Jeff Downes made the right choice. He chose him for 22 years. I'd give this album a 7.
All right. Well, I would give this a 6.5 out of 10. I think it's a little bit bombastic, over the top, but there's some melodic depth here. I think this record improves as it progresses. Unlike a lot of records, I think it's the opposite. But I think
it's back heavy. Yeah, I know
back
what you
heavy.
mean.
It lacks. I think it lacks the magic that the early albums had. And I think maybe some of this stuff comes off as cheesy. It starts off a little bit weak, but it's still enjoyable. I don't think this record's essential. I think the good tracks on here that I like, Desire, I think that's kind of a standout track.
Yeah, I did
The
like
melodies are kick ass on that, and there's a nice progressive touch there. I think the album starts getting better. Feels Like Love, catchy and melodic. It's that pop edge. It's that pop side, but it's got hooks.
that. It's power pop with good hooks.
There you go.
And again, the keyboards are just lush. They're
Yeah.
all over this record, all of them, but on this one too. And Al Pitrelli is just killing it on guitar.
The opening track, though, Anytime, I don't think that that's a good track to open up with. It doesn't grab me right off. When we're starting a record, damn it, I want something to grab me. And I don't think that does. I think they're one of those other Desire. Damn, open up with that. Are You Big Enough? Kind of cheesy, not much depth there. Just a couple of tracks. I don't have to go through the whole record. Why?
I think Are You Big Enough is stupid. I don't like that.
Well,
but anyway, I was going to say, this is the first time that Carl Palmer's not even on the record. And we've got Michael Sturgis. I don't know where he came from. He's a great drummer.
Where did Carl go?
At that time, let's see, 92 to 94. Yeah, the Emerson, Lake and Palmer reunion was happening.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be a part of this.
Yeah, he's not going to hang out in Asia.
I saw that tour, 94 in San Francisco.
Damn it, of course you did. Of course
Black
you did.
Moon tour.
All right, so I don't think this is all that hot, but well, yeah.
What did I say? I'll give it a 7.
Yeah. All right, what's our next record?
Arena.
All right.
1996. Love the cover. Oh, I can't wait for you to put that in. It's a nice looking cover. One of the best Asia covers ever.
Arena 1996.
Yeah. Now it started out really weird. It sounded like a Steely Dan album. Very loungy. The first 2 songs are very loungy. Nothing like Asia ever. I think they were trying to do different things, experiment. But I don't remember the titles. I think Into the Arena is the second song, maybe. I actually like this album. It's weird, really weird and different. They have a new guitar player named Izaz.
No.
I like the songs on here. They're very different
from
anything Asia ever tried. It's almost like they were just like throwing the playbook out the window. We're not going to do Heat of the Moment. We're not going to do Soul Survivor. We're not going to do Wildest Dreams. These are going to be our songs in 1996. This is what we're putting out. And keep in mind, Grant, this is the same year that Camel released Harbor of Tears.
My God, could you release both albums in the same year and not have the Earth revolve around the sun? I don't know.
It's amazing.
Surprised everything didn't stop, Rand.
Also, Spock's Beard, Beware of Darkness came out in 1996.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyways, instead of listing all those albums that came out in 1996, I think this is really good, this record. And it's got one long song called The Day Something.
Day Before the War? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, The Day Before the War. That's 9 minutes long, and you can't really tell it's that long because it's such a subtle song. It just sort of just creeps along. And there's nothing like crazy or bombastic or prog on it, but it's a nice song. It sounds really good.
I think we're getting better. Well, I think what I had read, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I from what I understand is I guess they were disappointed with the commercial. Well, Aria didn't sell anything. No, so they were really disappointed.
Chart.
Yeah.
No.
Well, anyway, the album didn't sell, had poor sales, no promotion, and they didn't have anybody really come on their tour. It was kind of a failure. So what Downes and Payne started to do, they were thinking, well, geez, we need like a fresh approach to this.
When they signed to Interscope, they were immediately label mates with Kansas.
Mm.
Not that meant anything, but
Doesn't mean
they could
jack
have
shit,
toured
Rand.
together, but they never did, I don't think.
Did you know that they asked Steve Howe to join, but he had commitments with Yes? They tried to get him back, but
Oh, the original Asia?
yeah. So how do you feel about the
I did
guitar
not know that.
playing on this?
Oh, this guy's good.
Yeah.
Abraham. Is it Abraham or Ibrahim? Ibrahim. The guy is good. The guy is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I looked him up to see who he played with, and I can't remember now, but Jeff Downes had a reason, or Jeff Downes and John Payne had a reason for hiring him as the sole guitar player. He is really good on this. The leads are very tasty. They complement the songs.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes Al Pitrelli can just do Yngwie Malmsteen too much, over the songs. But this guy's very, mature in his playing. He definitely knows what he's doing. I like him, and I like John Payne's bass playing on this is really good.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I love Jeff Downes' keyboards on everything. I'm always going to do that. And then the drummer here, I guess, again, is Michael Sturgis.
Drummer is Michael Sturgis. Now he's playing drums on tracks 2 through 11. But yeah, he's playing on the whole thing.
Yeah, because one doesn't have a drum.
Right.
Yeah, so like later on, we're going to see a different drummer show up, but we'll talk about that later.
We'll get there. So Arena, of course, we're talking about 1996. How do I look at this record? I think it's a solid effort. I mean, after what I was saying before, they were not happy with they weren't happy with Aria. It didn't sell. We had no attendance in concerts. They rethought everything. And I think that this is really, I think there's a bit more prog here. I think that there's probably more melody here. The atmospheric keyboards are good. Guitar work, you have to admit. Is it Steve Howe worthy? Well, this guy's pretty good. But it's still a little bit uneven. I don't think this record's setting the world on fire. I don't know if it's really any better than Aria. I think the good tracks that I hear on here, The Day Before the War, 9-minute epic that you already brought up, one of the most progressive pieces on the record. If you want Asia doing prog, damn it, here's your track. The melodies are great. I mean, it's engaging. And I think the more you listen to that track, Rand, I think the more it just brings you in. Another track I like on here, You Bring Me Down, kind of that Middle Eastern rock influence.
That's my favorite.
The instrumentation, especially early on in the track, very fresh, stands out. I think it's a standout surprise. It makes the album.
I think it's the best song on the album.
It could be, and it kind of makes the album a bit more diverse, I think. You listen to this going and go, oh, that's Asia. I'll be damned. All right.
This is another one of those that starts out kind of mellow and then gets pretty into it. I like Into the Arena. The second track's really nice.
Let me look at the track listing real quick in front of me. One of the tracks that comes to mind that I'm not all that too hip on, or Two Sides of the Moon, comes off a little bit too light, kind of poppy.
That's what I thought.
It's kind of like Asia's, like Cruise Control kind of thing. Not much inspiration going on. Falling. And I must say that all these tracks, most of them were written by Jeff Downes and John Payne. A couple of them have can't pronounce the guitar player's name.
Just say
Aziz. Falling is another one that I don't think is so great. It doesn't rive. It's just kind of uneven. I don't think it's helped the band. Would I say this is a better record than what came before? It's just a little bit different. I would say maybe, yes, I guess it's better.
I do. I think that I had a thought and I didn't want to lose it, because I'm old. But I think the way Aqua didn't really catch fire with anybody.
Right.
And then with Aria not catching fire with anybody, I think they went into the studio with this album and said, listen, we have a fan base, Asia fans. Let's make the album for Asia fans. And if everybody else wants to get on board, they can. I think that's what this is.
Maybe. But,
Because it
it's better.
sounds like, hey, this is what we're doing now. Come on board. Let's go on the trip. I think it's good.
I don't know. I think what hurt Asia is that there's just the Jeff Downs show. That's probably what hurt Asia. And, a lot of people want that classic lineup. And I think people by this time just didn't really care. Nothing against Asia.
Well,
I'm amazed.
this
When
way.
I look at this catalog, I look at it and I'm going, my God. Asia probably would have closed shop had they called up Jeff Downs and said, yeah, we want you to play keyboards. And yes, he probably would have closed shop.
Well, he's managed a way to do both.
Yeah.
He does both. I've seen Asia with Yes. I've seen Asia without Yes. I've seen Yes without Asia.
Yeah, it's complicated.
But it's amazing. Now, the thing is, when you talk about Jeff Downs keyboards, just for a second,
go ahead.
imagine they hired a guitar player, let's say Peter Frampton.
He's pretty good.
So Peter Frampton's going to play rhythm guitar, no solos. Okay. Aziz Ibrahim is going to do the solos. Can you imagine what Asia would sound like without keyboards? These songs?
It'd be interesting.
It would be raw. It would be
well,
thin.
yeah, it would be raw. Duh.
Something would be lacking, and that would be Jeff Downs' keyboards. Like I said, this guy overdubs 10 to 12 keyboards on every album. Even though MIDI was still around. I mean, he has so many things hooked together, I'm sure. I saw him when he did that Cutting It Fine back in 1982 when they had the keyboard player above the band. He's up on a freaking catwalk and there's keyboards from one side of the stage to the other. And he's running back and forth, making sure all these keyboards do the right thing at the right time. And I was just thrilled. I just thought, this guy, and I didn't think of it then, but I thought of it yesterday. Wow. This guy is the Jimmy Page of keyboard players.
Damn Jimmy Page.
It's you got to give it to him, man. Without Jeff Downs, there is no Asia. And we know that for sure because when we see these albums that John Payne's singing on called Dukes of the Orient or GPS, Jeff Downs is nowhere to be found. This is a American named Eric Norlander. He's really good, but he's not Jeff Downs. He's from a band called Rocket Science, but they're good. But anyways, I'm just saying, no Jeff Downs, no Asia.
All right.
And
you're 100%
I like this album
right.
a lot. I like this album a lot, and I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Damn, I'll give it a 6.75. It's okay. It's better. It's getting better. We can go on to the next.
All the time.
So our next record would be Aria, 2001, correct? Aria. I'm gonna butcher all these names because
this is Roger Dean. You can see it, right? The eyes.
I'm looking at it right now.
That's Roger Dean, boy. But anyway, luckily
I like this cover.
Titles.
You like this cover?
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I think Arena and this are pretty damn good. Yeah, it says right here, cover painting by Roger Dean.
All right. So, from 2001 is the 8th studio album, released January 31st, 2001 in Japan, followed by February 12th in the UK. Came out on Recognition Records and then later on through the US through Windstorm Records. Seems like they do a lot of label jumping. It was reissued.
Band has done a lot of label jumping.
Yeah, it was reissued in 2007 by Arcadia. It has a standard runtime of 6312. The recording took place over, like 1999 to 2000 at Loco Studios in Wales. Produced again by Jeff and John Payne, along with Simon Hannart, known for his work with bands like Avalon, AD, Saxon, and White Cross, which you kind of think, well, that's kind of odd, but whatever. Yep. We've got more Roger Dean artwork. In this album, I'd say we have a strong mix of progressive rock elements along with some Latin influences. Yeah, I'll throw it over to you. What's your thoughts?
I love Aura. Awake is really strong, rocking right from the very beginning. Wherever You Are is really good. Ready to Come Home, really good. The Last Time is really good. I can't remember who plays where. I think Simon Phillips shows up on The Last Time. Forgive Me is really good. Kings of the Day is really good. I love that shit song. On the Coldest Day in Hell, I don't really like that one. Free is phenomenal. Free is the stand-up track on here.
Yep.
851, you got three guitar players on there. Tell you who they are right now. You've got Steve Howe, Ian Crichton from Saga, and Pat Thrall from Pat Travers' Automatic
Pat
Man.
Travers. Man.
Yeah. But you've also got Tony Levin on bass on one song.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, John couldn't play or didn't want to play.
Yeah.
You've got Vinnie Colaiuta from Frank Zappa playing drums, Simon Phillips from Toto, Michael Schenker Group, and 801. We could talk about those guys sometime. That's
Sure.
a great debut album, 801 Live. And Michael Sturgis. So there's four drummers on here, 5 guitar players. Elliot Randall's also on here from Reeling in the Years, Steely Dan. And the 3 bonus tracks that you were talking about
Yep.
all have Ian Crichton on guitar. He was, he's out of Saga. And you know me, I love Saga. I got everything they've ever done. My Saga collection is like this. It's just really long. I love Ian Crichton, one of the greatest guitarists ever. And you can tell the difference between Steve Howe and him because he comes in right after Steve Howe on Free. And Steve Howe plays a really cool solo. And then Ian Crichton just comes in and crushes it. He's just unbelievable. And then Pat Thrall has to follow Ian Crichton, poor guy.
Yeah.
But
Pat Thrall's fine. He's fine.
Oh no, he's good. I told everybody before, if you want to hear that guy play, check out Automatic Man. But anyways, I had this on a thing, and I don't know if I can find it again real quick. It was on Discogs. But Asia Aura, oh, right here it is, right here. It tells the song titles of the bonus tracks on here, I think, are not there. But anyways, versions, let me see. I think the reissue is the one that put up the bonus tracks. Under the Gun, Come Make My Day, and Hands of Time. I didn't listen to those for this show. Probably should have. But all 3 of those have Ian Crichton and Vinnie Colaiuta on drums.
Mm. Yeah, he's a good drummer.
But I want to do a Saga show so bad. Ian Crichton's a great guitar player.
Mm.
He plays on every Saga album. Never missed one of them. But anyways, we're moving on. You're the Stranger. I don't remember anything about that. The Longest Night. I thought John Payne used the chorus too much. It's like chorus overload.
On the bass?
Vocal.
On the vocal. Chorus on vocals?
I thought he repeated the chorus too many times.
Oh, I got you what you're saying. Okay. When you say chorus, Rand, I'm thinking chorus pedal. What? Chorus?
Guitar pedal. Oh, my God. And then the last cut is Aura.
Hey, that's how I'm wired.
Which kills. Aura's a rocker, and Elliot Randall is on fire on this. This, of all the John Payne albums, Aura is my favorite. Absolutely.
I was just going to ask you, Rand, do you think that this is the strongest Payne-era album?
Oh, yeah, I do. And it helps to have Steve Howe and Ian Crichton.
Well, I think
because those
Steve
are 2 of
Howe.
my favorite guitar players.
You have Howe on the record. It gives it a little bit more.
I know it's a reason to buy it. I mean, it was my reason to buy it. When I found out he was on it, I go, "Oh, I got to get that." And a friend of mine gave it to me. This is not the original. This is a CDR.
Oh, really?
There's no information inside. You open it up, it's all white.
Look at you!
Well, I didn't ask.
Living on the edge.
It was the
living on the edge.
It was Steph Gazins, the keyboard player from Visible Wind out of Canada. Mm-hmm. He sent it to me because we were friends. Remember nice. I told you how he came and stayed at my house for a week? Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So my thoughts on this. I
rate it? I didn't rate it.
Grade it.
I'm going to give it a 9.5.
Oh, I'm not going to give it that. All right. My thoughts on here. I think this is probably the strongest Payne-era album so far. We haven't looked at all of them yet. We have to look at Silent Nation. I think that it's got more likable songs on here. It's got more modern rock leanings when I hear it. Some people think it's still uneven. I think they're getting better. I think they're finally coming into their own on this record. What would I give this? Oh, geez, Grant, what would you give it? Is it like leaps and bounds? I would give this a solid 7 out of 10. It is the stronger Payne-era album. You've got a lot of heavy ballad pop rock. You got a lot of diverse guest contributions here, which is kind of cool. It's amazing that it still works. It works. Awake is an excellent opener. Strong production, very melodic. I mean, now we know how to start an album. We know how to start an album out. Great drumming. It feels like, I think it kind of I think Awake does set the tone for the record. The other track that I made note of was Free, 8-minute track. You got prog. It seems very complex.
Amid a lot of
it seems a lot more proggy, more complicated, amid some of the more pop oriented songs. I think it's great. A couple of tracks I'm not too, I'm kind of like you. Forgive Me, I think that's just too poppy for me. No rock elements there. I didn't care for that too much. And On the Coldest Day in Hell, drags, no strong hooks there.
I thought so too.
Yeah, it's.
But the last, whatever that one,
I would give this a 7. I'd be happy giving this a
the
7.
last time I thought was really good, and Kings of the Day was fantastic. Yeah, I'd get well. Maybe I'm being a little bit over generous, but maybe I should just give it a 9. But
whatever
I
you
think
give it, whatever you want.
I think. Well, here's what I think. I think what I say about the last Asia album. Let's make an album for Asia fans. This album, I think they made an album for them, and then Asia fans aspired to that. That's what Pink Floyd always did. Pink Floyd always made an album for them, and then if people liked it, yeah, be do.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, this album was not a compromise in any way. They did what they wanted to do, and they just said, screw it if you don't like it. And I thought, just for the fact that they got Steve Howe back, gives it a 9.
Steve Howe, damn it, brings 9s. All right, so we got a 7 and a 9. Next record we're going to take a look at is Silent Nation from 2004.
Yeah, I can't find my copy of that.
All right, this came out via Inside Out Music, recorded at Clear Lake Audio, North Hollywood, produced, engineered, and mixed by John Payne. This marks the end of the John Payne era. This is our John Payne show, ladies and gentlemen.
Which is weird because this is John Payne's baby. You just said what he did for it.
Yeah. This was the last album to feature him on vocals and bass before the 2006 reunion. So, this also breaks a tradition, Rand.
Yes. No more A's.
Yep.
We went with an S. America did the same thing. Every album was an H. And then they finally put out a record. I can't remember the name of it, but that wasn't an H.
So, and it also has a photograph on the cover rather than an illustration.
You said something about Arcadia.
Yes.
I remember you bringing that up.
Arcadia.
Alpha was originally going to be titled Arcadia, but the band Arcadia, which was a Duran offshoot, told Asia, no, we thought of it first, and Jeff Downs backed down. Said, okay, we'll call it Alpha.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
That is cool. So, core lineup on this. You got John Payne, lead vocals,
Guthrie
bass,
Govan.
guitar. Yeah. Jeff Downs is back. Guthrie Govan.
Yeah. Amazing guitar player.
It seems like we just rotate guitar players.
He ended up, currently, he's in a trio called the Aristocrats.
Oh, I know the Aristocrats.
We saw him live in Sacramento. The guy is phenomenal. Just phenomenal.
That I've got one of those records. One of
And he
those
played
CDs.
with
Where is
he
it?
played with somebody else besides Asia, but I can't really remember. But man, he's good.
Chris Slade plays drums. If you know Chris Slade, I do
Chris
believe
Slade
Chris.
from Man's Earth Band,
And wasn't Chris Slade in AC/DC for a while?
AC/DC.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And we also have contributions from Billy Sherwood co-writing.
Yeah, he helped write a song or two.
Well, anyway, let's
And
turn
there's
it
a
over.
bass player. There's a bass player named Kim Nielsen who I've never heard of on one of the tracks.
Rick Nielsen's
But I can't
brother.
remember. What's the name of that? I feel for I something with I.
I Will Be There For You.
Yeah, I will be there for you. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Kim Nielsen. And then Billy Sherwood plays bass on Ghost in something.
the Japanese edition. Do you have the Japanese edition? Has a
No,
bonus
I have
track,
the
Rise.
CDR given to me by
Oh.
Steph Casey.
Well, I didn't know if it was a burn of the Japanese CD because it
gonna
has a
get
bonus
these.
track.
I am going to get these officially. I just can't do it right now, but eventually I will get the entire collection because this is all I'm missing anyway. I'm missing these four. Well, I don't have Aqua. I'm missing five.
I'm going to quote Pardo, or I'm going to at least quote Steve's Tranquility. They thought that this was perhaps Asia's best since Alpha.
Silent Nation?
Yeah.
He said that?
Someone said it from over there.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember.
I don't think Silent Nation is as good as Aura.
All right. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, they don't have any like major guests on here. Again, I think Jeff just decided to put out an album. Jeff and John, basically.
Or maybe
New drummer.
John. It seems
New
very
drummer
John
Chris
oriented.
Slade. I mean, when you play with Man's Earth Band and then move on to AC/DC and then move on to Asia,
Mhm.
that's quite a trip. I mean, I don't know if he went back to AC/DC. I think he did. But
I don't
anyways,
know.
Chris Slade's a very good drummer. He's very solid. He's just a 2 and a 4 guy on rock. He's just very good. And Guthrie is, Jesus, that guy he can hold back and be very, very easy listenable, not
Yeah.
blow your way. And then every once in a while he'll be playing this long solo on this album, and then he'll get to a point like a drum fill, and
Mhm.
he'll go, and then it'll go, and it'll be stopped just before, as you hear it, it's over. He's just got this way of just playing so fast, it's mind blowing. But he doesn't do it. He won't burn the song with his technique. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
He plays what the song needs. He plays what Jeff asked for or John asked for, and he's really good. And the weird thing about it is he only did this one album and he was gone.
Yeah. So
They did do a tour, and I bought the DVD of it, by the way. There's a DVD of this band playing live, and I bought it.
So, how do you rate this record? You don't like it as much?
Silent Nation, I believe, gets an 8.
All right.
Because, I can't give it as much as I gave it to Aura. That wouldn't make sense. So,
Well,
yeah, I think it's a good solid 8. It's a good album. I realized, there's a lot of rock on this album. This album rocks a lot. It starts out real heavy. Kind of like, like a hard rock.
I think that this record, Ray,
UFO. The first song sounds kind of like UFO or Thin Lizzy or something like that.
Well, it's kind of arena rock.
Yeah, arena rock. Yeah, and that's why I said UFO, because I thought of
arena
Michael
rock.
Schenker. But the backing tracks on this, not typical Asia. I mean, you don't get that keyboard wall on the first song. This thing rocks.
Yeah, this seems like a unique album.
And I don't know the titles. You'll have to shoot the titles up, and maybe I can comment on them.
Yeah, I will. But this record, I think it's kind of dark. It's very unique in the whole John Payne era. There's no other record that sounds quite like this. You've got prog pop elements here.
The cover's really weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I did.
And know that guy in the front? Who he reminds me of? Peter Sellers is Dr. Strangelove. I was going to tell you that the other day, and I forgot. Looks just like him.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I think the instrumentation on this record's good. I think the themes are fine. The arena rock energy that's on this record, I have no issues with. A couple of tracks that I like. A Long Way From Home. I think
Yeah.
that's the standout track.
Yeah, that's good.
Melodic, the energy's there. For some reason, I feel a lot of energy, like the band's like reborn. I don't know why, but it just seems like I don't know.
The
It
first Foreigner album,
kinda, yeah. The chorus is
the
easy on the
second one.
ears, and it does kind of remind me of old Asia. Blue Moon
Yeah.
Monday.
Oh, that's a
This is
cool tune.
kind of Pink Floydish. The
Midnight is really cool too.
I think the melodies are good. I think this is a highlight. I think the I love the arrangements, and it just seems like they've really were. It seems like they were really honed in. Maybe it took all these albums to get to this point, but I think that this is a decent record. A
I
couple
think
tracks
they
on,
were thrilled.
yeah.
Excuse me, I think they were thrilled they got signed by Inside Out. That gave them a push.
Well, would lift your spirits.
Yes is on Inside Out, or will be.
What about Love though? Kind of opens slowly. The muddy
No,
production. I don't like the
didn't like
pace of
that.
that track. Not
Didn't.
kind of a
That's a
weak start.
horrible track to start the album off with.
Yeah, we need someone here working on sequencing. I will be there for you. Lyrics are kind of stupid. It's disjointed. Not feeling that track at all.
I
It's
can
not a
see why
perfect
John didn't
record.
want to play bass on that. There's no balls.
There's no balls on it. It's ballless.
It's
It's got no support. But how do I look at this album? I think we're getting better. I would be happy. Last time I gave a 7, I would be happy with an 8 on here.
so
Believe it or
funny.
not. Because it
It's so
is kind
funny.
of like it's that arena rock. It's kind of like old Asia to some degree.
Yeah, but check this out. I know the release was weird for the Beatles, Abbey Road and Let It Be. They came out backwards
Yeah.
to the public. But watching the Let It Be movie, you could see them working on Abbey Road song. But it's like funny. You just saying they're getting going now. They're really going. And the Beatles probably thought, oh, we're getting going. We're really going. This is going to be awesome or whatever. And it turns out both bands just obliterated after the record. This is it. We're going to the top. Boom. Well, the divorce between Jeff Downes and John Payne, you don't even see it coming in this record, Grant. You can't
Yeah.
even see it. And yet it does happen. And it's huge. Like I said, he goes off and starts his own band called Dukes of the Orient. I had no clue who they were. I heard people talking about that and seeing the name and stuff on the internet. I had no idea that was John Payne. No
I'll
idea.
be damned.
Because I didn't care. In those days, I didn't like the guy.
Well, you like him
We're
now.
both giving Silent Nation an 8.
I'm giving it an 8. I think it's an 8.
Yeah, awesome.
Sea of Tranquility might have a point. This might be.
I think it deserves an 8. I think this is the album where I think they did it again. I think they made an album for themselves, and they also wanted to please Inside Out because they were becoming a big label and they were getting all
Well,
these prog
Inside Out
bands and
may.
stuff.
Rand, think about
Asia,
this.
I think they looked at Asia and thought, this is a coup. We got to get Asia. And then this band breaks up and Inside Out's going, what the fuck just happened? we were
well, I
ready
think
to give these guys the moon and
you might have a
gone.
good point on the Inside Out thing because that might have given them a bit of a boost in spirit. I think it comes across here. And they probably went to the band. Now, boys.
Now that's the
we
label.
signed you over.
Grant, that label inherited, I believe, all the Magna Carta artists, or some of them, or most of them. I don't know for sure. But it seemed like Magna Carta died and then Inside Out just showed up.
I'll be damned.
Ain't I something? Because
That's
Magellan had a contract with Magna Carta, and on Impossible Figures in 2003, they're on Inside Out.
Well, it is what it is,
Your
Rand.
proof.
Damn it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I like this record. I'm going to give it an 8. I think they kind of kept going. But an 8 for the paint. It's really hard to really rank these records.
It is.
Because
you
you've
get
got
to a
the
point where
Wetton
this-
era, you've got the
Yeah,
Payne era.
You get so much excellence going. It's kind of, this is why I told you a couple of years ago, I'm not really into ranking albums because it's kind of unfair when you get into what I call a arena of excellence, that sounds kind of cool. But anyways, when you're that good, like Jeff Downs is a master what he does. He's so good. Look at all the records this guy's released, plus his solo stuff. His Light Program album, I bought that on cassette years ago. That thing is phenomenal, but it's way different than this, of course. But I'm just saying, Jeff Downs, even back to the time of the Buggles, I call them Buggles, not the Buggles. But anyways, the first two albums, The Age of Plastic and Adventures in Modern Recording, those are phenomenal albums. There's nothing wrong with both of those records.
Trevor Horn, Jeff Downs together. Come on.
Yeah, I know they're magic.
The Yes
so
Drama. My favorite Yes album is Drama.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. If Jeff and Trevor were so close together where they were going to do the Return Trip album in Yes, why wasn't Trevor Horn producing any of the Asia albums? Not one.
We could have used some Trevor Horn.
Over a period of 44 years, Trevor Horn never sat behind a console at an Asia recording session. That is very strange.
We need to bring that up with Jeff.
Right? Yeah, right. I'll call him tomorrow. No, but I'm just saying, that all the Asia albums, like, let's just not think of Alpha.
Right.
But all the Asia albums have incredible sound. They're all good. From the first one jumping all the way to Silent Nation. All sound good. They don't have too much echo. The records, the band doesn't get lost in a fog of sonic mayonnaise. It's just that's a good name for a band, Sonic Mayonnaise. But anyways, I just love Asia. I really do. And I am kind of pissed at myself for ignoring this band from 1992 to 2004. I think I made a big mistake because these songs don't ring with me like Heat of the Moment or Don't Cry or, all those ones go. And the ones that John Wetton sang after this period, which is where we're going next. Our next album is going to be, are we doing another 4?
Yeah.
I think we are. That might shove it all the way to the end. Phoenix, great album. Omega, great album. And Carl Palmer's back on board too.
Well, yeah, the original lineup is key.
And 3X or 30, however you want to look at it. And then Gravitas. And then, unfortunately, right after that, John Wetton passes away, and Asia goes into sort of a we'll only play live kind of thing. They haven't written any new music since Gravitas.
Well,
and that guitar player was Sam Colson, and he's really good. I like him a lot. But at any rate, those are the next 4, folks.
All right, so be looking forward to that. All right, everybody, we do want to hear...
Rising out of the ashes.
If you know these records, we want to hear from you down below. Please leave a comment. Please subscribe. Please, just please. And leave a thumbs up.
And if you want, you can, if you're a big GPS fan or a Dukes of the Orient fan, try to convince us why we should go listen to them. I want to know.
All right, Rand wants to know, people. So anyway, there you go. Rand Kelly, thank you so much. We will
My
be
pleasure,
back.
Grant. Always love it.
Always love it. We will be back for more. We'll have Rand back. We've got more stuff planned. So I think the next thing we've got is, what do we have next?
Ranking the albums of Manfred Mann's.
Manfred Mann. So everybody tune back in, and then we will be back for Asia. So anyway, thanks everybody. Please leave a like. We'll see you, Rand. Keep it clean.
Good night. Take care, everybody.
We'll see everybody.
Friends forever, Grant.
There you go. Peace and love.
Bye.
Bye.